Hi, my name is Ivy Starnes and I'm a gaited horse trainer in Fort Worth, Texas. Today we're going to be talking about should you ride with faster horses. Specifically, you have a gaited horse and if you ride with them, your horse can't keep up or can't keep up in gait. Now, I hear this actually all the time. People all the time at clinics, in emails, just that I meet, say they ride with horses and the horses go into gait and their horse can't keep up. So they either canter their horse or they let their horse trot or pace to keep up. Or they say they fight with their horse trying to bring the nose in while the horse is going, and it just doesn't work. The horse is not gaiting well and the whole situation is not as fun as it could be. Well, unfortunately, people don't like my answer because the simple, short answer is don't ride with those horses. Specifically, don't ride with those horses until you've trained your horse to gait at the speed they go for as long as they go and for it to be comfortable for your horse. The reason is, if you are letting your horse either canter or pace or trot or kind of a mix of that and not gait, you are building up muscles that are not gait muscles. They're either muscles to canter or to trot or to pace, and that's what you're training your horse to do because that's what you're letting him do. So I would recommend not doing that. If you don't care if your horse gaits ever, I don't care. Ride with them. A lot of those horses are probably not gaiting well anyway. So it doesn't bother me if you decide to make that choice. But if you want your horse to gait, you have to give up riding with them temporarily. Now, that doesn't mean never. Now, yesterday I did a video talking about trail etiquette. And if you're riding with people that go faster than you would want to, that is rude. I mean, we're not talking about like every once in a while, but like if this is the group and they go fast and your horse can't go that fast and they don't like ask you if there's something they can do to make it better, don't ride with them. Chrissy says we had trouble at the beginning. We spent a lot of time gait training at home. We used to mostly ride with the slow horses until they were gaited. Yes, so her horse now gaits very well and fast. But at the beginning, her horse was actually trotty, and if you tried to push that horse fast, that horse would just break into a trot. And so she said they rode with slower horses, and she worked on gait at home on her own. And that is actually what my advice is. So if you look at the links in the description, I give several links. Links on how to get more gait, links on head down training, especially if your horse is pacey, and then I take a horse that was fast. He was high-headed, he was fast, and I showed how head down helped him slow down and able to maintain his gait on a loose rein, which is the goal. This is not going to be a long video. I do not have example videos other than the links I shared. Other than I work with a lot of them at clinics and this question comes up many times and people don't like my answer. My answer is train at home for the speed that you want to go. So if your group regularly rides at about 8 miles an hour, you want to stay home until your horse can gait as long as they normally gait for 8 to 9 miles an hour. And then you'll be ready to ride with them and you'll be ready to correct the gait. So if you're riding with a group and let's say your horse is pacey and they start gaiting and he gets a little pacey, you know how to correct it. You can just ask for a little bit of head down, but the horse has the muscle memory that makes it easy to maintain the gait. Without that, you're asking him to do something that he hasn't developed muscles for. It's like asking someone who doesn't run at all to go run a 5K or a marathon and they have no time to prep and they're just like, you have to do it and expect them to do well and to maintain a pace. That's not fair. And like I said, a lot of people do not like this. My friend Chrissy says, or you can ride solo. You can ride by yourself. Yes, you can do it safely. There's different things you can do to be safe when you ride, letting people know where you are, riding with a smartwatch that alerts people if you fall off your horse, checking in. There's a lot of things you can do. Now, if you're not comfortable riding alone, I'm not saying you have to. You can find a buddy, but make sure it's someone that will go your speed and train the horse to maintain the gait so that he understands and you build the correct muscles before you test him by going on a ride where they go too fast for that horse. I also have a video, I don't have the link right here, about riding with too slow horses. So this is the other thing I hear, is that people will ride with, for example, quarter horses, and their horse is a horse that likes to walk out or likes to gait, and they're constantly holding the horse back, and they tell me like it's a battle, it's not fun. And you know what my answer is? Either train your horse to walk slowly, which it can be done with training, or don't ride with those people. If those are the only people you have to ride with, learn to ride by yourself. Learn to put the time in, to enjoy that time, or find one person who's good to ride with. Two people to ride with is wonderful because you can work on way more, you can communicate well, and riding in a group, it's not that you shouldn't like doing it, but you are at the whim of what everybody else wants to do. And if they're all going to canter up a hill, or they're not going to wait for you, or they're all going to gait fast and not go the speed of your horse, it's a problem. Horses can gait at a variety of speeds, from 3 miles an hour up to, for most horses, 10 to 12, without being speed rackers, without anything there. But many horses I've ridden can't make it past 5 or 6 because they've never been trained how to. So to expect the horse to suddenly be able to gait at 8 or 9 and then hold it is completely unreasonable to the horse. And it is up to you as the owner to change that. My horse tends to match pace with whomever we are with. If we do get ahead, rather than holding him back, we work on circles. And that's totally fine. I wouldn't personally do that because I want my horse to go slowly. But if your horse does match it and he can gait, if they're going faster, or walk slower, that's perfect. And I've ridden horses that could. They could walk very slowly because they've been trained to. They've been trained to learn to walk slowly, not because they were slow horses. Again, I'm just going to keep this video short. It's just a reason why you shouldn't ride with faster horses if you're worried about your horse breaking gait. You need to do the training at home by yourself or with another person, and do the training yourself. Do the time to build those muscles so your horse is confident and comfortable at whatever speed you ask him. But again, don't ask him for too much. It's sad when I hear this, and I know people don't like my answer. But if we want to be fair to the horse, we need to prepare them and not just ask them for too much. Even horses that sit all winter and don't get much exercise, their first trail ride should not be a 3-day trail ride. It should be an hour long, 30 minutes, and you slowly build up their muscle strength and their stamina. And a lot of people don't like to hear that. We like to think of like, oh, the horse can just go, and we just get on them and go, and we forget how they're like us. They can get out of shape. So there you go. There's my rant for the day. It's short and sweet. Hopefully you guys can find inspiration. Check out the links below for training head down. There's 5 free videos. You can join my private training group. Please share this video because I know a lot of people ride with horses that are faster, and it would be good if they learned to train at home to get their horse prepared so that they had a more fun ride. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching and sharing and being such faithful followers. You got this. Have a great day and a great weekend.